Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the very cold Hospice de France on the French-Spanish border. We've been walking up through the woods for a couple of kilometers now, and today's plan is to go up to a peak called Escalette, right on the border. I think it's about 2,500 meters. It's crazy weather. This time last week it was 23 degrees. Now it is -4, 27 degrees cooler, but it's crazy. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I will not be climbing that peak. That's a beautiful, very tricky, technical Pic de la Peak. I have a couple of friends who've climbed it, Ben and Rolfe. Rolfe runs crazy expeditions to Aconcagua and Kilimanjaro and the Himalayas, so I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out his company, but that's a bit beyond me. Today's one shouldn't be so hard. There will be snow, so I've brought my spikes. Made the mistake of doing this once before without them, and it just doesn't work, you know. So better to be well prepared. So yeah, you might have seen on the way up there was a crazy storm last week as well, with that warm weather. Trees down everywhere, damage done, property. We had our work cut out, but all still today. Let's carry on. As you can see, nobody's come up here. We're the first ones, aren't we? In the snow. Yeah. It's see, in the shade, oh my goodness, the temperature drops by like 10 degrees. I can barely feel my face. There's the tiniest wind, about 5 kilometers per hour, but it's just enough to freeze my face. But once I get over that ridge, we'll be in the sun again, won't we? I've still not put the crampons on because the snow's only a few centimeters deep, and I'm managing in the boots, but there's a steeper part at one point, so I will probably put them on at some point. Just really, you know, it's not very nice taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but that's what I'll do. Onwards. difference a ridge makes. It was lovely and warm and sheltered on the other side, but once I got up over the ridge, wow, there's very light wind, but it's bitingly cold. So I got my old works balaclava on, my totally foundered hat, my spikes and my gaiters, because if there's one thing worse than slipping, it's getting a handful of ice cold snow. Is there any other type of snow? Inside your boot, which then just turns into water. So I've got my gaiters on, my crampons, and we're well on our way up to the top, aren't we, George? He's loving this. Do you know what? He wanted to stay at home this morning. He hid behind my wife's dressing gown as I was going out, but once he's out, he enjoys it. It's just getting him out is the trouble. Right, here we go. I'm not a skier, but if you are a skier and you hike up here off piste, look at this. You've got a big, wide, relatively smooth, safe, importantly, run of hundreds and hundreds of meters. It goes way down, way on down. I'm not a skier, as I say, but if you are, what a place to come. Unfortunately, there's some clouds rolling in, but I'm hoping at the top, because about another 300 meters, 200 meters vertical to go. I'm hoping at the top will be above them. Ah, that always makes a good photo. Right, there's no way I would come across here without crampons. It's quite steep. It goes way down there. You would just slide. Sliding's fun, but hitting rocks isn't, so always need the crampons. But I'm nearly at the ridge there, and then I just go follow the ridge up to the top, which should only be about another 100 meters vert, as we say, and we'll be there. I'm starving as well. So's George, aren't you, son? Do you want your dinner? Yeah, we need to get up and have our dinner. There's a vulture checking out George. I thought it would be windy up here. There is not a breath of wind. Absolutely stunning, and we've just got this short 50 meters or so up to the peak along the ridge. It's way easier here because you're walking on sort of scrubby grass with dusty snow over it. That bit down there was George didn't like it. Sure you didn't, son? It was very icy and steep, so he was scrambling all over the place. But we'll not go back down that way. Wow. Guess it'll have to do. Where are we? That is an Netto. Highest peak in the Pyrenees, 3404. We're just under 1,000 meters lower than that, but it doesn't feel like that. It's entirely in Spain, and we're right on the border here. The border between, the border between France and Spain is pretty much a straight line between the Med and the Atlantic. But there's a little kink right in the middle, a 90-degree kink, and we are right on that little right angle at the moment. So on three sides you've got Spain, 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 and only on this side have you got France. So we're still in France just. But if I go 20 meters this way, which I'm going to do now, where it's nice and sheltered, and we'll have our lunch. There's some very large vultures, George, and they're checking you out. I honestly believe, I mean, they're twice his size and there's lots of them. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't fancy his chances. But my worst fears were confirmed. We are slightly above the cloud. Fantastic. So lunchtime. If you want an idea of how cold it is up here, the inside of my drink is freezing. I had to break through to get a drink, but because obviously you're pushing up a hill, you don't feel the cold as much. But I'm starting to feel it now. I'm sitting down. If you want to do anything like this, of course you're going to need somewhere to stay. So in the link below, I'm going to put a few good friends who have B&Bs and guest houses in Luchon and down the valley slightly. Great cooks, great base. They both will do half board, or you can stay and just look after yourself. Vic and Geoff, they have the wonderfully named Villa Gracieux in the centre of Luchon, right in the centre of everything. Beautiful big place, plenty of rooms if there's lots of you, and for something slightly more modest, down the valley slightly, but with no less amazing places to cycle, hike, is Frazer and Marie, who have a beautiful little gîte in their premises in a small village called Salechan. So I'll put a link in the description below. If you love good home cooking and you want a good base, I highly recommend them. What do you think, George? Want to play with stone? That's us on our way back down. I hope you enjoy watching the little video. I enjoy making them, and if you do, there's a like button, click that and hit the subscribe button, and then that way you'll be informed anytime I make a new one. I'm very happy about this one actually, because I don't know if you can see behind me, there's a lot of cloud. A low cloud just came in after I had my lunch, and I was about to make some drone footage, and I tried 2 or 3 times and it wouldn't work. It does not like the clouds, so it just stops. And just as we started to make our way down, it broke for about 10 minutes, and I managed to get some what I think is good footage. So you be the judge, let me know. As I say, hit a like, hit a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Hey Georgie, say bye-bye. Bye.